Hey y'all. Happy Sunday. Cheers to you all. It's your boy Javier. I hope y'all having a good Sunday. We got a lot to talk about today. Take your drink, because we got to get into some topics. One thing I want to address before we get started, and welcome to the Analytical Eye Show, y'all. Glad to be here for another Sunday with y'all, to communicate with y'all. I wanted to discuss one thing with y'all. Sometimes, I'll admit, on this show, you may see some embellishment, meaning that sometimes I may exaggerate or dramaticize. I like that word, even though I don't think it's a word, but whatever. It sounds good to me. Basically, string out, expand out, or embellish sometimes the actual facts or the truth because of the emotion behind it. But everything I say is true. Not just from what I've read, but from things I've watched, things I've seen, things I've heard, things I understand. I just want to make sure y'all understand that clearly. Because this show is not to diminish anyone. This show is not to disrespect anyone. This show is strictly about sparking those conversations that nobody else is going to have. Nobody else is willing to have. And that seems so minute to the average person. But those minute stories are the ones that affect us. Those ones that affect our everyday life, how we think, how we eat, how we breathe, how we smile, how we look, how we taste. If you want to, go into the sexual part. But we spend so much time focusing on those big things that those small things inside of those big things get overlooked in everyday life. So when you see me talking about the celebrities, the episode about celebrities staying rich and me not supporting Michael Jordan, I support him. Let me tell you something. I support him 100%. I do. And I said that in the video. I just don't support the things I've read and the things I've heard about just some of the things I dislike. I don't watch sports, but I bet he does. I bet he's a wonderful basketball player. I bet he is. And the same thing goes for Beyonce's amazing, Rihanna's amazing. All of these people that have created these big brands, and not just that episode, but things that I've said in the past. They're all amazing. Some of the stuff, not everything I've talked about is amazing, but some of those things that I've highlighted, they're amazing people. They're amazing things. I'm not discrediting that. I want you guys to get into the mindset of thinking, of the logic behind some of it. Because as humans, we tend to act with our emotions, or we tend to act with out of impulsivity. Kind of like when you go to the grocery store, that checkout line, that is all impulsivity. I have not bought from that since I started working at Walmart in 2016. When I started learning how that works, when you can go to the back of the store and get a 12-pack of soda for, at the time, it was like $3 something. But if you go up to the counter, you get it for almost $2 just for the little 20 ounce. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get you. But you see what I'm saying? I want you guys to spark these conversations with your family, with your friends, with your husbands, with your wives, with enemies, with your friends, with future friends, with your love village, whoever that may be. Spark the conversations because they need to be had. And they may not be conversations you want to have. You may look at me and think of me like, why is he talking about this? Why is he down? Da 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 da. It's not necessarily because I am trying to be rude. It's conversations that need to be had. Things that I talk about on a daily basis that I like to talk about. And for you guys to get my take on it. And one thing I want you guys to understand with me, I'm trying to keep my motto in place of things that meet the eye daily. And also making sure that I give you guys the right side, right side, left side, the middle, give you all those perspectives, give you my reasonings on them, give you my understanding of them, give you my position, which one I agree with, or if not, and then give you the ones and reason why I don't agree with those. Because I want you guys to have a whole panoramic view of everything, and then you can give your take and feel how you feel about it. But then there are going to be times and I'll admit, in the episodes I've done this far, I'll admit they have been a little biased. I do admit that, because sometimes I just cannot give you a whole panoramic view about everything. But me simply saying I understand, and that's all I can say, So, and I want you guys to understand, when it comes to politics, when it comes to everything that we'll discuss on this show, I want you guys to understand that everything I say is not tingent on the fact that I don't understand where other people are coming from, or I don't understand what they're saying, or I respect their decisions, because I do. Everybody, when I was watching, because I just recently started binge watching Blackish. This whole past week, I've caught up to 5 seasons. Amazing, right? Or actually, I've been watching it, but these past week and a half, I've been binge watching Blackish because I've been wanting to watch it for years and years, and I just keep putting it off. But I finally am doing it. And there was a topic that talked about the election, and everything like that, and where it was said that those people heard something in Trump that they honestly, truly felt. And instead of us calling them stupid, calling them this, respect they felt something, that they gravitated from him or what was said, and they went off of that. That's how we as people do things on a daily basis. So instead of name calling at each other, Democrats and Republicans, let's come to the table and be like, hey, I understand why you felt this way and why you felt so gravitated to him, and I understand why you gravitated to him, and let's come into a commonality. That's what I want the show to be about, just like that, where we can all have different views, different opinions, but still discuss them in a very conductive way. And if sometimes we got to use cuss words or cuss each other out, that's fine, as long as we get back to a place where we come off of that mountain where we're yelling and trying to make each one of our points to be right. Come down after that and come to a commonality where we can talk and have still discussions, and then we can get offline or get off whatever we're doing, and say, you know what, I still like you as a person, I still respect you as a person, I still love you, because we all there's a reason in our hearts, in our guts, that we are so much fighting for that position that we're speaking on. So get that. I want you guys to understand that, okay? But I do hope that you guys had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I decided to post this parenting episode after Valentine's Day because I wanted, as you guys know, the last episode I did was strictly to love. I had to give y'all love. I almost forgot that it was Valentine's Day. I know it's so weird to have Valentine's Day on a Sunday. Usually Valentine's Day is during the well, I feel like I've only had Valentine's Day during the I feel like I've only had Valentine's Day during school days. So weird, because they used to always pass up but anyways, I hope you guys, whether you're married, not married, whether you're rekindling love, whatever the case may be, hopefully you guys are did do what you need to do, got your fun out, got your love out, and not the kind of fun with sex, because y'all too much sex going on out here, unless you're married. But yes, I hope that you guys had a good day. But this episode is all about parenting. So remember what I said, guys. Keep that in mind as we go through my shows. I ain't gonna lie. As a human, I'll admit it's gonna be hard for me to give you guys all those views. But I'm trying my best. But then there's some views where I just have to give you my point, and that's what it is. And you can dislike what I got to say. You can like what I got to say. You ain't got to understand it. But please respect it. I respect you. You respect me, and that's how this works. That's how, that's where we go from here. So this episode is dedicated, and I told you guys I was going to start like parenting episodes, and not in a sense, because I'm not a parent, so I'm not going to tell you how to raise your kids. I'm giving you the overview of what I've seen happen over the course of years where parenting has fallen through the cracks on a lot of things. And in particular, this episode is going to be about discipline. Now, I grew up in an era where Big Mama, I didn't have a Big Mama in my family, but I had multiple Big Mamas because they all hit me, they all disciplined me, they all, whooped me. And so I feel that the society we live in today, discipline has lacked deeply in our community, especially the black people community, because Discipline is where you hone in on a lot of the respect for a child, for a parent, for a community. And black people, the discipline ain't there no more. You know? And I feel like if the discipline isn't there, children act wild. And acting wild can mean having sex, not good enough grades, talking back to parents, not if I didn't say not getting good grades, it's part of all the homework, like school realm shit. And then on top of that, they don't have a worth ethic. None of these kids nowadays have worth ethic. For example, I want to tell you a story. And this is a true story. So, and I'm not gonna call them out because they're not really worth me giving the names to, because just not worth names, and I don't need them to be associated to me like that. I was in high school, and there was two people, a boy and a girl. One black, one like Hispanic, white, like, Chicano, in the realm of that. And they had another friend that was black too. And the friend was my friend. Or we're acquaintances, I guess. We started out as kind of cool friends. We still cool. Like, there's nothing, we had no ill intent against each other, but I'm in a different space and they're in a different space. But this girl and this boy started dating. And they would have sex. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew they were doing it. And it was just so... And the way they got together was so fast and crazy, it spooked the hell out of everybody. Like, what the whoa? Next thing you know, I'm getting stories, oh, well, friend is sitting on the couch while they're having sex right next to her. What the fuck is that? Discipline. See, and this goes back to the parenting. Here's what I got to say about that. It's because, first of all, you parents work so much. Remember back in the day when you got in trouble at school and your mama said, wait till your daddy get home. I'm going to tell him, and I'm wait till you get home. I'm going to have your father whoop your ass. Remember then also, sometimes I grew up where there was instances where the dad was called. Mama called dad. Dad would come home on his lunch break, or dad would come home on his break, or when he could get some time off, come home and whoop your ass and go eat lunch at home, take a break, whatever, and go back to work. Or he'll come up to your school. I had aunties where they would, my auntie Waddy, she, when I was acting bad in school, because this was when I was at Barrett and I was like cussing and just acting bad. And remember in school they had those, they had whatever color you had, like mine was, we had green, yellow, red, blue, and then white or something like that. Black or white, something like that. And then there was like the star, like the gold stars, when you like had a perfect week and stuff like that. And remember they had the little mat that matched just those colors on your chart, and wherever you were, that's where you sat on the carpet. They started seating us alphabetically, but then they started seating us by behavior, which was like not really that good because I was a bad kid and I had bad vision, so me sitting in the back just hindered my learning experience even more though. I was a bad kid. I was harassing girls because I thought they were cute and everything like that. And there was this one girl, Vanessa, and I thought she was really cute. And I always grew up thinking like, oh, well, if I, like how they be like, oh, if a boy's mean to you, if a girl's mean to you, then they like you. So I was like being mean to her because I was trying to show her that I like her. But little did I know, I was not doing it in a way that was like a flirtatious or cute manner. It was more of in a way of like, it was really rude and like I started getting in trouble for it. Yeah. But getting off of that, so I would always, I ain't gonna lie, my color, I didn't have a color on that board because I was always in the principal's office. And I hated go to this principal's office. I hated the principal. She was fucking annoying. I'm not going to call her a B because she doesn't deserve that. I will say back then I was calling her every daggone name in the book. Okay? I was calling her every damn name in the book but her God-given name. So I was always getting in trouble. And not just from that, but it was just always because I was bad in class. I was always bad in class. I was never listening and stuff like that. I even said one time in a book, and I lied that I pimp slapped my sister. And my mama came to the parent teacher conference, and my teacher read that to my mom. My mom was so pissed off. I was always in trouble. Just a badass kid, but I always had imagination. See, I would lie. Although I was lying about my stories, I was always telling stories. You get what I'm saying? But the point of it all was that with those colors, everybody else would probably, some people wear green, some people are yellow. But me, I can go from green to no color on the damn going chart in like a span of 20 minutes. And that'll be every day. I was bad in class. I just had no discipline. My mom was beaten. But eventually, my mom, because she was a strickler, she would whoop my ass. Me and my sister, we spilled salt on the floor because in the morning time when we was eating our apples, she whooped our ass. Yeah, my mama don't play. She beat us. She had a little metal belt buckle one. She was whipping us. We went to school with marks on our back. My sister told us to lie and tell us a kid beat us up. I told the counselor, no, I got whooped by my mama. But besides the point of that, eventually I grew out of that because my mom was tearing my ass up. You know what I'm saying? And so going back to looking at those two people I told you about that were having sex next to her while she was on the couch, and I'm sitting here asking her, why the fuck are you sitting here having sex on the couch? I mean, why are you sitting next to them while they're having sex on the couch? And why are you even in there when they're having sex? Where is your parents at? Now I guess some of y'all come from, I didn't come from one, but when I mean a broken home, or let me not say that. I understand you guys don't come from the best lifestyle or the best background. But my mindset is you got to literally be mentally ill to sit there on the couch next to your best friend while they're having sex. She's on top of him just hunching away. And I'm just like, who the fuck does that? So I'm thinking in my mind, why the fuck didn't you get up? And then she would also tell me that they would sit there and they would have sex in the bedroom and she can hear them. I'm just like, well, where the fuck are you? And I was like, are you at their house? Are they at your house? She's like, no, that we all chill out and hang out and go over there. Next you know, she ends up pregnant in high school and has a baby. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm not gonna get into all the specifics and stuff like that because it's not worth my show. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really like a lot of people from my school, and except for the teachers and a handful of people. And it's just not worth mentioning on the show to delve deeper into the topic. But that type of stuff has no discipline. Because where are the parents at? Oh, well, they were at work. Well, who raised them? Because I could have never in a million years had sex in my mama's house. Ever in life. Let me tell you another true story. And this goes into discipline. My mama was so old school. My sister Latrice, hey Treese, she was rebellious. And this is a true story. My cousin came to live with us at the time that she was pregnant. And my sister, she was rebellious at the time. And we were living on 4100 Albion Street. I remember like it was yesterday. There's new development sites and condos. My mom just moved into it and she was a dental assistant at the time. She was there for 22 years. Strong woman. My sister was rebellious, always having her boyfriends over, sneaking them in, having sex and stuff, not doing what she was supposed to do, not doing her homework, being rebellious, disrespectful, trifling, not following my mama's rules. I'll admit that. Sorry, Treese, I got to call you out on it. This is part of the show, and I'm just going to keep it pushing. This is a real story. And my mama and her used to always get into it. And my mama didn't play. My mama is 4'11" 3/4. Now, she wants me to mention that because that every little bit counts to her. And don't discredit that for that 3/4. Okay, so, but on her DMV license it says 5 feet. The agent, the people there, just nice enough to keep it at 5 feet. That's good. You know, got my mama's back. But one day, my mama came home because my sister there and them always had an argument. My sister, we got home, and my sister trickled bleach on the carpet. From the washer and dryer all the way to the master bedroom. Now I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, I'm about to get some popcorn. You know, I'm about to sit here and watch this shit. Cause my mama, she works from 6 a.m. to like 9 p.m. and stuff like that. She don't play. And at the time, my stepdad worked at his trucking company, so he was going throughout the day. My mom would be at the dental office. So my mom caught the bus home. My stepdad was already there. He called up my mom and said, hey, Treese over here, she trickled bleach on the floor. There's a whole bunch of bleach and it stained the carpet. It was a fucking mess, y'all. My mama, she finished her work. You know, usually parents, they stay calm when they have to discipline their kids, because, you know, they wait till they get off work because they can't mess with that paper, you know. So my mom come home. My mom get into a fist fight, and my sister is like 5'11". She's like 5'10", 5'11". She's tall, and so my mom and them go at it. My mama is southpaw and punt, and my mom, mind you, at the time she was 4'11" and 3/4, and she was like, not to give out the weight size, but okay, yeah, but it was like around like 200 something odd pounds, and my sister's only like 110. So you got a 4'11" and 3/4, 200-pound, beautiful, big black woman sitting up here, and I'm seeing my mama my sister is hitting my mama. See, at the time I'm little, so I can't just jump into a fight, and my mama was handling herself, so I couldn't just sit up there and, you know, just jump into a fight with my little self. And so my mama is decking her, punching her, and my mama, she's against the wall. My mama's just decking her in the mouth, because it's like, how the fuck are you gonna sit up here and pour bleach on my goddamn floor? My mama's beating her ass like doom, and my mama's hitting her head like doom. Next thing you know, they fall to the fucking ground, and my mama, mind you, my mom heavy set at the time, and she's still beautiful. She lost weight, but she's still beautiful. And my mom is on top of her and pounding her face. And my sister's like, hey, to my cousin, hey, cuz, come help me out. My cousin's pregnant at the time, so she's like, I ain't coming to help your ass out. Like, what the fuck? I'm not about to sit here and help your ass out. And I'm not mentioning my cousin's name because we not cool. When you accuse me of being a pedophile, I don't deal with you like that. Sorry, not to get all personal in my business, but just saying. But my mama is decking her in her head like bam, bam, and me and my sister sitting there watching. And see, this is how old school my mama is. My mama don't run from the cops. She called the police and said, hey, yep, I just beat my daughter's ass. I want y'all to come get her out of my house before I kill her. My mom is that type of woman that she'll call the police herself. One time my mom held my stepdad up with a knife to his neck and said, hey, y'all better come get me. I'm not playing. You need to take me to the hospital because I'm already on my meds. I'm not playing with you. I will kill this motherfucker. That's how my mama's old school like that. So the cops come. My sister already left by this point. They take my mom's statement in the discussion. That was the story. It wasn't supposed to end on some high note like somebody getting killed or nothing. No. It was, my mom was basically, I grew up in an era, and I still do, where the women in my family whoop ass. They don't play. They don't give a damn if they got glaucoma. They don't give if they're on kidney failure. They don't give a damn if they're in a coma. They'll still whoop your ass. And the more of all these stories and connecting it back to the end, see, this is where I connect things back, and you got to follow me on some stuff. At this time when I was acting up in school, my mom was whooping my ass. She wasn't beating, like punching me in the face. No, she wasn't. She was whooping my ass. She just whooped my ass, you know? And she was kind of one of those parents where when you got a whooping, don't run because it's going to be worse if you run. Just take this ass whooping like a man and keep it pushing. So sometimes when I would run outside and try to run away from my mama said, you always got to, remember, you got to come back home because where you going to sleep? And then my mom was that type of woman where sometimes she would wait till you get back in the house and just start whooping your ass. She would hide behind the door and you come in and start whooping your ass. Or she would just come in and start, or if you came in and she was sitting on the couch or wherever she was, she would just come and start whooping you. That's 2 or 3. She would catch you when you off guard. Like, oh, you get ready for bed and you don't expect it. You in there getting dressed or something. Wham! Boom! Come in the door. Whip your ass. You in the shower. Ooh, that's the worst type. Now, I don't recall myself ever getting a shower ass whooping. Like, you know, when you in the shower and your ass, come to realize that I think I did get a shot one time. But those ass whoopings hurt. That's worse than falling on the floor like off of This Christmas. Remember when Regina King was whooping that boy's ass all over the floor with the baby? Oh yeah, I'll do some shit like that too. But I think I got one ass whooping while I was in the shower before. I think. I can't verify. I have to call my mom. But mama, I got a lot of ass whoopings when I was young because I was a bad kid. I was bad. I got a lot of discipline up. I was. Ooh, I was bad. But yeah, I come from that era. My mom would whoop my ass. I remember one time my mom was so crazy, and this not to even get up. My mom not like in the sense that my mom what she did one time. During that incident when she put this knife up to my stepdad's throat, I accidentally dropped the bowl. And then my mom got pissed off because he was pissed off about it. So she went in there and started breaking dishes. And then he said something. And that's when she put the knife up to his throat. I said, oh my God, what the fuck is going on here? But to get back to what I'm talking about. At the time, when I was always rebellious and stuff, my mom was whooping my ass. I got better and I started to realize that the ass whoopings I was receiving was because... You know like how when you are training a dog and you put down those placemats, right? Where you want them to pee and poop and stuff like that, right? And then they don't. In my family, we whip the dog because you're trying to train them. Kind of like with a kid. When you're potty training them and you tell them you need to go to the bathroom and they don't tell you they know they're starting to learn the words of know where to say bye-bye or you need to go to the bathroom and they don't, you whip up in that. Even in my family to this day, we whoop our kids. When we're trying to potty train them, we let it slide a couple of times, but then when they start to know to get the hang of it and they're supposed to, if they can, like my grandma says, if you can start talking back to me, you could say bathroom or something to drink or let's get something to eat types. You know, my grandma's like that. She's like, if you old enough to tell me no and back talk me, and she'll tell this to my nephew Kylan. She'd be like, if you could tell me no, like she'd be like, don't you tell me no. Why don't you take me while she's whooping him? She'd be like, take your ass to the bathroom. Take your ass. If you could tell me no, you could take your ass to the bathroom. You know how to say bathroom. You know how to say bye. You know how to go to the bathroom. You know where it is. So that's how my family operates. I'm not sure if your family operate like that, but that's how mine operates. We whoop our kids when we're trying to train them to potty train. It's kind of like that with dogs. We whoop our dogs the same way. So with the dog, you know, like how, and we would whoop our dogs. And especially me, because I'm the disciplinarian. I got it from my grandmothers and my moms. I'm sorry. I'm honest to God truth. I got it. I whoop kids. If yo, and I'm gonna tell you a story that's a true story of mine. If you have a kid and they disrespectful, I'm whooping their ass. So don't get me to watch them if you don't want that to happen. Because I come from that old school where, remember back in the day when the students used to get whooped in school? I'm like that too. You disrespect me and you the little child and I tell you to do something, you don't do it, I'm gonna whoop you. I don't give a damn if you mama, daddy, cousin, sister, brother, or somebody else, you getting an ass whooping because you need it. And so with a dog, you know, like how you continue to whoop them because you're training them to run to the door, scratch at the door, give a hint that they need to go outside. The same thing works with children. When you're whooping them, you're disciplining them to let them know, hey, that's not okay. And then they're going to try something else. And you whoop them, that's not okay. So they start to get the hint of, hey, this is not okay, this is not okay. And this is what registers in their brain of what's right and what's wrong. This is why being a disciplinarian, not just dads, but mothers too, being a disciplinarian, because nowadays, because the discipline ain't there no more, these baby daddies go off, have sex with these women, and create all these damn babies, don't take care of them. And sometimes these women do too. They be having sex with all these men, have the babies, the fathers take care of them, but the women ain't there either. But it's morally, in our black community, our society, our community is stifled at the knees and cut off at the knees because of the discipline not being there anymore. The old school parenting isn't there anymore. And I'm not saying everything old school of parenting is great, but the discipline part needs to be there. Because if it wasn't, all these damn babies would not be popping up. Kids in the system wouldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? But discipline, being a disciplinarian is a crucial factor of raising your kid. It trains them. It teaches them right from wrong. What not to do, what this not to do, da. So after I transferred to my charter school, I got way better. From Barrel Elementary to charter. And that's when I went to NCAS. And then when I heard about the stuff I told you about from the friend, I'm just like, where's the discipline coming to play? You know what I'm saying? Like, looking back, I don't see anybody getting popped in the mouth anymore. These kids be talking back to their parents. They don't get popped in the mouth. Remember when you was in the store and your grandma will pull your pants down, take off her belt, and whoop you in the store? My grandma was like that. You get what I'm saying? And I get it. You don't want to get a child abuse case. But here's what you do. If you whoop your kid and you leave a mark, keep their ass home. They ain't got to go to school. Hell, most of y'all parents, no offense out here, not to be mean or anything, a lot of y'all parents out here ain't got no jobs anyway, so you can whoop them and keep them home. You know what I'm saying? Tell Miss Johnson at the school, yeah, hey, he ain't coming in today, he's sick day. Let him go in tomorrow or whenever the bruises go away. That's another way to get the bruises off, bruises off your kid, Put some cocoa butter on it. Shit work. Make them take an ice bath. You know what I'm saying? Another thing you can do is do the soap in the mouth. My mom used to make me, especially when I would cuss, she made me put a bar of soap in my mouth and then sit against the wall with my hands. You know, like how you sit against the wall like you're a chair and they have your hands out? You cannot move like that for 10 minutes. If you did, then you have to restart the time. And you had to it couldn't be a slant sit. You had to be perfectly sit. Oh yeah. My grandfather was a veteran, so my mom grew up on bases. So my mom was a disciplinarian. You understand me? I tell you all these stories because it connects back to discipline. Because in my mind, the way I was raised and everything I went through to get me to where I am right now, and then looking at what she told me about sitting next to her friend while they're having sex, boyfriend and her friend having sex, and then hearing them in the room and stuff, it's just like, why do you entertain that type of stuff? Why do you sit there and do that type of stuff? And it's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then I connected back to, nobody was disciplined. Because why are you having sex with someone that you ain't even committed to? You got breasts and ass, you got dick, and nobody knows how to carry themselves. Nobody knows how to respect each other. Nobody knows that having sex can lead to a lot worse things than, just having a baby. Nobody is truly disciplined in their mind, not just from parents disciplining their children, but raising them in the sense of, are you really ready for a child? You get what I'm saying? And then this connects back to my episode, Be Fruitful and Multiply. Remember that episode, y'all? If you didn't, catch that out. Check that out. Check in on that episode. And I talk about what it means to be really, truly fruitful and multiply. It doesn't just mean have babies. You know what I'm saying? Because then you get angry taxpayers like me that be like, why the hell have you been on why you been on food stamps for 10 years? You mean to tell me you haven't found a job in 10 years? Cut your food stamps, because at this point, you just being lazy. You're trying to lift up and mooch up off my hard work. And then I start to in my mind, when I'm talking about 50 Cent and I didn't like the fact that he doesn't want to pay higher taxes, I get it. Because then you have people that really want to just mooch up off taxes and just stay on government incentives for the rest of their life. And then you be like, why am I paying higher taxes just so they can go to those type of people that do that type of stuff? I get it. But then you got to look at the people, and then it hurts the people that truly need assistance, that can't get it or get very little of it. We're not supposed to a whole bunch in that sense. So I know I'm all over the place. But I feel that with old school discipline back then and this new age discipline where they tell them time out, or they keep telling them no. I remember my grandma almost told me once. After that, I remember one time, and my grandma always baked cakes, and she said, do not jump. Sit your ass down while I'm baking my cakes. One time, me and my sister kept jumping. Told us, and this time, she did tell us twice. Third time, we didn't even see it coming. All she said was, hey, y'all, stop jumping. Y'all know I got these cakes in here. She's in there whipping it up. Betty Crocker, better than Betty Crocker. My grandma know how to bake. She's the queen of baking and doing braids. That's the type of big mama. I have three different type of grandmas, but my main grandma, not my main grandma, but one of my grandmas that lived when I was in Denver, with, she was baking. She was braiding hair. My grandma did a whole bunch of shit. My grandma's like a Renaissance woman, okay? And my grandma barbecue. Like, my grandma is a gambler. She win money. My grandma is a Renaissance woman. Minnie Pearl Vassal. And this particular instance, my grandma told us to sit down twice. All out of nowhere. All you felt was whoosh. And my leg, man, ooh, and it wasn't just one of those. And that's the problem with y'all parents. Y'all just hit them one time. I was from the day where you did not tell your ass, and they talk to you while they whooping you. Did not tell your ass to sit the fuck down while I'm trying to bake my cakes. If I gotta tell you again, I'ma come back in here. I'ma whoop your ass. Remember when your grandma, big mama, used to make you go outside and get your own switch? And then she tell you, don't bring that little switch in here either, or it's gonna be worse. And you know what switch to grab. And see, we had these bushes that were poke the little thorns on them. She said, don't be breaking them thorns off either. Bring the whole switch in here. And that switch was like, it wasn't these tiny, it was like a long ass switch. And somewhere you had to cut it with the scissors, the gardener scissors. And it was like a long switch like this. I think my grandma still got that damn switch. And over the years, it got harder. Whoo! And it was one of the whoosh, whoosh. I think I probably would like to get hit by a leather belt than a damn switch. Because them things, whoosh, woo! Shit hurt. But yeah, man, these parents nowadays, y'all need to discipline your kids. Oh, and my story now. So, let me tell you a little story about this little boy. When I first arrived at NCS in my 8th grade year, and I wasn't trying to prove myself, but it was just a lot of people fucking with me at this time, especially these little ass kids. So I used to get on. This is my first time ever riding the school bus, because I thought the school bus was for not only rich people, but also like people that needed assistance, like to get to school. And at the time, we didn't. You know, we didn't live that far from school. And at the time, also my mom made a lot of money, so we didn't need the assistance. And then also they didn't come to our area at the time because the new development site and everything is just crazy. But anywho, this little boy was always bad on the bus. I was bad on the bus. I was bad at this time still. But this little boy was bad on the bus. He always was talking shit. And this boy was, I think, like 8 years old at the time. And he was always disrespectful. He was always looking at me saying shit. One particular day I said, and everybody, it was funny, because this is how it happened. I said, little boy, if you don't leave me alone. And this was like a couple of days prior to me prior to what happened. But I told you, I said, little boy, leave me alone. I said, you're a little kid. Don't be talking to me crazy. Don't be, you need to listen and sit back and everything. So he said, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I said, one of these days, I'm going to whoop your ass. He said, yeah, right, you pussy ass bitch. I said, oh, okay. So one day, and this was a couple of days forward, he kept acting bad. One day I said, I know what bus stop you get off at too. I'm going to get off this bus and whoop your ass. He said, yeah, try it, motherfucker. I'll get my mom on you. So we pull up to this. I'm going to tell you how it happened. The school bus driver, like the attendance person, like the helper, like there's the bus driver and then there's the second person that like counts the students. They let the students off first and then the big kids. And the big kids go in the back. So this is what happened. We get to the bus stop. The little boy said, you ain't gonna whoop my ass. I said, okay. And everybody's like, Javier, don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't whoop him, Javier. Please don't whoop him. And there was this somebody cute on the bus. He's like, Javier, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm saying, no, I'm gonna whoop his ass. Everybody's like, Javier, sit down. Please don't whoop him, Javier. I kid you not. I put everything in my backpack. Everybody's like, Javier, don't do it. All the little kids get off first. And I said, no, you can go. I let all the big kids get off first. All my friends get off first. And then I walked, like how you walk down the stairs all slow, like Godfather or some like Kingpin. I walked down real slow and I stood there. And then all of his friends and him turned around and looked at me. It was like a slow motion thing if you kind of picture it. And I got off the bus. He looked at me and made a mad dash. Oh, all you see is me lunge off. And people are like, Javier, no, don't do it. And next thing you know, I had my keys. And they were on a lanyard. And they had a whole bunch of keys on it. Kind of like, damn, do I have my keys now? No, I don't think I do. Oh, let me show y'all. My keys I got now. Hold on, let me show y'all my keys. Hold on, I'm about to take mine. Hold on. This is going to be the last story I tell y'all. 1 second. I had to grab my keys because I'm pretty sure y'all know what kind of keys I'm talking about. Usually it's your mama. She be the only one that have these type of keys because, you know, her mail keys, her work key, her office key, her house key, the garage key, her purse keys and shit be all up on here. So it was like this. It was like this. Keys just like this with a whole bunch of keys on it. And I missed that thing because I had a hard drive on it. It had a whole bunch of nice shit on there. My lanyards and school IDs and stuff on there. And I kid you not, I went like this. I balled it up and I threw it and I chucked it at his head. And then all I know, then I took off my belt and I started whipping his ass. I said, I told your ass I was gonna whip your ass. Didn't I tell you I was gonna tear your ass up? Who the fuck is the... I was like, I was just whipping his ass. I said, I told you I was gonna whip your ass. You thought I was fucking playing with you? And we was in this like ditch because I was whipping his ass. I was tearing his ass up. He was moving and I was whipping. See, my mama, I grew up in the era where it's don't move unless you don't move unless you want to get hit on your back. You know, because wherever they swat, if they hit your back, if they hit your legs, you better stay still. Don't move. That was the type of mama I grew up with. So I was the same way. Don't you move. I'm going to whip you. I was whipping his back. I was whipping his legs. I was just tearing that. I was wearing that boy out. And then I let him go. I slung him. Like, you know, you just like, you know, when you get that whooping, you just like shove him, you know, like sling him off, like push him and shove him off somewhere. So he fell to the ground. He's over there crying. So then his little friends come over and say, we gonna tell his mama. I said, I don't give a fuck, I'll beat her ass too. I said that. And then they get up, take him to his mom. I kid you not. Everybody's like, why'd you do it? And here's the thing I didn't realize. When I got home, I realized that my lanyard was still left in the grass. I went back the next day, I couldn't find it. But I'm probably sure it was lost by that time. But me and all my friends were walking by, right? Slowly. And the kid walked up to his mama and he's like, and then she looked at me and I looked at her slowly while I was walking. I said, I dare your ass to try me. Say something. And she didn't say nothing to me. She looked at me. She didn't give me no mean look. She didn't do nothing. And that's how you know she was not tearing his ass up. She was not whooping his ass. She was letting him run her. Because she was probably thinking in her mind, finally, somebody whooped my kid. Finally. Because he's a badass kid. And that shows you he's bad. Because if the mama didn't say nothing, because I ain't scared of no mama. If I whoop your kid and you say something to me, I'll whoop you too. But the mama didn't say nothing to me, so that speaks volumes. Now, I know it sounds like I just got off scot-free, like, oh, he's a G, he can whoop people's ass, whoop kids' ass. No. If you whoop another parent's child, and then they don't say nothing to you, especially when you walk past their damn car and they just look at you. She probably was, I didn't notice. I didn't look at her eye to eye like that and was like, she's like thanking me. But she didn't say nothing to me. So that speaks volumes. He was bad as hell. So yeah, I'll whoop your kid's ass. With or without your permission. If you leave your child in my care, I will feed them. I will bathe them. I will nurse them. To make sure they have fun. But I will whoop your kid. And if you don't want me to discipline your kid, do not bring them to my house. Do not bring them to my house. And I also don't babysit for free. Oh yes, I charge by the hour. And I charge by the black hour. And I'm not talking about $8 an hour. I'm not talking about 10. I'm talking about $30, $40, $50 an hour. Because your kid got to eat and you're not going to just have them mooch up my food. You know, and that's it. But I say all this to tell y'all that discipline is very crucial to every ethnicity. However you decide to discipline your kid, whether that's slapping them in the mouth when they talk back to you, whether it's sorry, this thing is it's dripping everywhere. God Jesus. Oh, excuse me. But whether that's whooping your child, whether that's making them stand in. I don't know what's up with these parents in this whole stand in the corner, you in timeout. Like, fuck timeout. Like, beat their ass. You know? And all this, I'm not going to cuss at my baby because that's traumatizing him. All this, little Johnny, stop jumping on the couch. Little Johnny, stop jumping on the couch. Sit your black ass down before I beat your ass. They get real. They get alert. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck did they just say to me? It works effective. It works effective. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You don't want to traumatize your child. I didn't say torture your child. Sometimes I do agree with the little slave ass whooping. I do. But usually I give slave ass whoopings to white people that call me the N-word. I never had a white person call me the N-word. But I will tell you this. If somebody ever did, I'm going to give you a slave ass whooping. But I know I'm being on a serious note, y'all. Snatching up your kid like parents used to do when you act out down the block. If we don't keep those traditions alive, it's our fault. Jill Scott said it perfectly. You know? If you had a chance to listen to her poem, look it up on YouTube. It's called Thickness. Put in Jill Scott Thickness. And it's a poem about a girl that doesn't understand her beauty. Nobody understands the respect of each other. Men and women, women and men. Nobody understands the respect anymore. And I know then you can question, well, was the respect ever really there? It wasn't 100% there. It was there, but it was 100% there. But we as people need to understand that discipline is crucial to society. Within our communities, within our leadership, within our respect for one another, within our speaking to one another, within our trust of one another. And if there's no discipline is the foundation of a person's life. Because if they don't have discipline, they don't know the right or wrong. They don't have the respect. I'm not telling you to traumatize your kid. I'm not telling you to abuse them. What I'm telling you to do is whooping them is an effective way. Whipping them is effective. Hangers, a belt, a shoe, a switch, a cord. You know what I'm saying? All this, I'm gonna make them, you got chores for the next month, or you're grounded, or I'm gonna take your phone away. What the fuck does that do? Whoop their ass and take away the phones, take away the devices. See, it's all, spare the rod, spoil the child. I'm the type of person in the sense, because I always said I'm gonna spare the rod, because I'm not spoiling my child. Meaning, I was thinking spare as in like I'm spare that damn rod all across their ass. But I was thinking that don't sound right. But no, it's true. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And it's a true fact. I believe if Donald Trump's mama whipped his ass, Donald Trump's daddy whipped his ass, he be talking straight. But he come to my town, oh yeah, Donald Trump, you talk to me crazy. Let me tell you something, I don't give a damn how old you is. You talk to me crazy, you get your ass whooped too. I'm giving you a parenting ass whooping. I'm not talking about beating your ass, like punching, fighting you. I'm not doing all that fighting. I'm gonna let the belt do the talking. Yeah, I don't play that. Some of y'all old people don't get, y'all ain't disciplined. Some of y'all disrespect. Oh, trust me, I get a lot of customers on the phone disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You don't, in this new age nowadays, everybody want to call the police and stuff like that. And, oh, you abused their child. Or hey, don't grab them by the neck and everything like that. My mom and my grandma say, is this your child? Then shut the fuck up before I whoop your ass too. Like, my grandmas would like, you can't tell my grandma what to do with me. You could never say that. If anything, they looked away. And that was the most embarrassing thing when you got whooped in the store. Especially when your ass is just showing and they just tap away at your ass. And you just like, and you trying to, and they just whooping. And usually my grandma, she would put us against her and pull our pants down real fast and just start swatting. Ooh, that shit would hurt. That shit would hurt. But y'all, this discipline, it's a crucial foundation. You know, these kids nowadays not respecting their culture, not respecting women, having babies, not graduating school, not having a strong work ethic. It ain't even about, yes, as black people, I feel like we do need the college degree, sadly. But there's a lot of stuff out here that you don't need a college degree for. All you need is a certificate or a license or whatever. But all I'm saying is this. The discipline comes, the work ethic and the prosperity and the pride comes when the discipline is there. If the discipline ain't there, then that ain't there. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. And I feel with this new age, there ain't a lot of discipline because children are having children. Your babies are having babies. How can a baby raise a baby to be an adult or a human or someone with aspirations and dreams and hopes and wants and desires and things that are more than what the regular norm is in their community or in their lifestyle, if they don't know no better? Because the babies are raising babies, and those babies are raising babies too. It ain't about you had a child at 15, but you were able to prosper through, and you're trying to show your child different to get an education, and then they do the same thing as you. No, you got to actively be in their life and engage with them. You got to actively teach them that they're pretty if it's a girl or a boy, And the thing that pisses me off, which this is a whole nother thing I have to talk about, but I hate the fact, and this goes into discipline, I hate the fact that men will sit up here and hold their daughter sacred to them, but let their son wild out and go have sex with other women and then bring home babies and stuff, but they're keeping their daughter so close to them. You need to discipline, as much as you discipline your daughter, discipline your sons. The boys need it more than the girls, because girls mature faster than boys. And that's a proven, not just scientifically, but look at the world. It's made up of 51% women. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what is. And right now, the 49% of us men, we kind of screwing it up. You know what I'm saying? I bet you if you whoop Ted Bundy's ass, oh yeah, he wouldn't be the way he was. Jeffrey Dahmer, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Donald Trump. Look, I could name all the people if you want for days. And I'm not just talking about the people that have done scolding bad things. I'm talking about people that are in the media right now that are doing wrong things. Like that one rapper that shot somebody. Like all this discipline. I'm like off of Friday. Rest in peace, John Witherspoon. Put your hands down. Learn how to fight like a man and accept the ass whooping. You win some, you lose some. Stop picking up all these guns and stuff like that. That comes discipline there too. And so I'm not just talking about ass whoopings. I'm talking about the whole realm of discipline. You get what I'm saying? But that's my time, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Remember, we got to stop with all this, y'all. We are our own hindrance. We are our own problem. As much as we talk about the white man or the outside world doing harm to black people, we can tend to be our own problem with a lot of the stuff that's going on in our own community right now, with the abuse of the system, the abuse of our kids, the neglect, the looking the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a whole bunch of stuff. And remember when back in the day when you had to go knock on the father or the daughter's or the son or the daughter's door and say, hey, can they come over and play with me? And then the parents would meet those parents too, so everybody knows everybody's numbers. And remember when they say, where are you going? What time you gonna get there? What time you leaving? Are you going anywhere else? Call me if you making plan changes so I can prove whether or not you can do it. Who's their mama? Who's their daddy? Who's all gonna be there? Okay, what movie you gonna see? Okay, what you gonna see? What's the rated R? What's the rating of it? You know, all that stuff. Remember when your parents used to these parents don't get all up in their kids' business no more. All these parents trying to be your child's friend. Well, fuck a damn friend. You the parent. They the child. All these parents trying to be their friend and get their parents to like him. Let me tell you something. When I have my kids, I don't want their ass to like me. They're not supposed to like me. They're supposed to respect me, follow my damn rules, and then when they get out there at 18, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. But we never gonna be friends. Me and my kids never gonna be friends because we not on a friend level. We on a mama, we on a daddy and son or daddy and daughter or daddy and son and daughter level. Okay? Stop trying to be a child's friend. It ain't shit you can do. Force your kids to do better. Treat them better. Worth ethic. Men, get a job. Stop making your job about getting pussy. Women, you do the same. And know your worth. Because you have more power than you think. And get disciplined, y'all. Alright, y'all. Cheers. I hope y'all had a good Sunday. And spending your Sunday with me. And peace and love Village. You guys can follow me, as you know, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Javier Vassal. You can also follow the show on the Analytical Eyes Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Still working on this website, y'all. I've been watching a lot of these documentaries. Cool one called Crime Scenes on Netflix. Watch that one. It's about an Asian girl that went missing at this hotel and shit. It was crazy. Especially the Night Stalker. That one was crazy too. And then also the Adrian Hernandez story. Crazy too. But the one that really impacted me thus far was the Gabriel Hernandez story. Crazy. Ooh, made me cry. But cheers again to you guys. Have a good Sunday. Peace and love, y'all. Take care, and I'll see you next Sunday on The Analytical Eye. Have a good day, y'all. Cheers.